Ajarn.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, please go on.
You hear me?
Are you ready?
Yes.
You cannot see me,
No.
but I can
Ajarn,
see you.
we can see your picture though.
I see.
Yes.
Who will begin? Kun Sarah?
I was just telling Nina yesterday I broke my ankle and jump. So if I have to lie down and disappear, then no one will see me either. So I was just saying to Nina, we never know. Anything can happen anytime by karma and other conditions.
Sorry, yeah. Get better soon.
We
And
don't,
even
we
then,
don't know.
we think of a long story. I've broken my ankle and by karma, but just different moments, different cheetahs.
Yes.
Moments, brief moments of pain and moments of happy feeling, moments of sad feeling, moments of seeing, moments of hearing, just as usual.
Bring it back to the moment. Yeah.
It's always back to the moment, no matter what happens in life.
Not the situation.
Any moment will come. No choice.
Unexpectedly.
Yes. And that which is there now, no more, never to return at all. Just only once in samsara. So now, there's no I at all. Never. Only different realities all the time. It's gone, everything. Again, do we have clear understanding about where is the seeing?
We take seeing for self.
Is there seeing now?
There is, but we don't know it only in theory, because it is pariyati.
That's why only theory is not enough until it's clear that actually there must be the rupa, which is the place where citta arises to see. And everyone knows that it is the cakkhu pasatha, or the eye. But as long as it does not appear yet, it's only the idea about it. It's there, it's a reality. Wherever it's seeing, it's there, but it does not appear. So seeing arises and falls away, and then the eye base also arises and falls away, never to return. So no I, nowhere. Not just only no I, but also nowhere at all, too. Otherwise there must be somewhere, someplace, something and someone, which is not the understanding of the sunyata or anatta. So this is a point that shouldn't be forgotten. Whatever is heard is just about no self, no thing, only different moments of conditioned realities arising and falling away unknowingly all the time until panya begin to just know one by one. No selection, no choice. Whether what is that which panya knows, because usually it appears not to panya. Even it's there, but panya is not there.
Panya is so seldom, hardly any time.
That is the idea of self.
Yes.
It's there. Memory, feeling, sankhara khanda, and also citta, which thinks about it. Always there, the I lurks in. So it's only the highly developed panya which knows that nothing can be done, only understanding there by accumulation from moment to moment of understanding right now. If there is no understanding at this moment, how can there be the other moment of understanding? So there must be understanding now by itself. No one is there. just the understanding from hearing, considering. And it's there, accumulated, perform the function. Sankhara-khanda, little, from years and years ago until to be this moment.
But it is never enough. And when is pariyati enough?
It's not a question of I again. See, as long as it's not patipati and not pativeta, always I. The question is the I again. Where is it? How is it? And how long? And how firm? How much? See, but actually it's not a matter of thinking. It's a matter of what appears now is conditioned. No one can make it arise at all, and no one can have it at will or own it as my or mine, something. It's just that which appears, just to appear for understanding or for ignorance, because usually it's there, but no understanding. So everything is exactly the same as when there's no panya. But before panya, it is ignorance. So how much ignorance in a day of each moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. Just 3 moments after that, that is it. Kamasava, Pavasava, Thittasava, Avijjasava. That's why there is always a feeling that I see, I hear, I like, I remember, I doubt, I would like to know. Everything are there with the 5 khandhas. So only panya begins to just listen to really understand the word, one word, no one at all. Only Dhamma. So even just one word Dhamma, who understands Dhamma now? See? Who knows Dhamma now? Even just one Dhamma. And this is the development of understanding with respect to the words of the teaching. No one at all, just his word which comes from his enlightenment about the truth of nothing is permanent right now. And it can be directly understood or experienced, but not just now, because now there are ignorance of everything, of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, whatever in one's life, full of ignorance. Before hearing the teaching, one thinks one knows a lot, or one knows already, but actually one doesn't have any understanding at all of what which is now appearing. Now, that which appears, is there any understanding of what, one at a time, or not at all? This is the Satya Parami, to be truthful to the truth of reality.
So you ask about anatta, and the answer was everything is anatta. And then you said last time, everything is not me. That is better than just anatta. Otherwise, it is just words. And that happens so often that it is just words that we repeat.
That's why the anatta is not your own language, not my language, but it's the language of those who listen to the teachings in his time. So directly it means that no me, not me.
It's a better reminder
To understand in one's own language. Not me, no me at all, no me. Why? It's hard. It's sound. So how can it be me? The experiencing just arises to experience and then fall away. No me at all. And this is the goal, the enlightenment of the truth, the absolute truth of Sat Dhamma. Or Dhamma is so true, that's why it's called Sat Dhamma. To understand Dhamma is to understand the Satya, the truth of it. That it just appear and disappear, never to return.
Ajarn, but there's so much ignorance and attachment that even when we are reminded, when you just suggested that replacing no me, replacing anatta with no me, even that can be just repeated like anatta because there's not enough understanding.
But the beginning of understanding the know me, just a very little from the very beginning, until understanding the Buddha's word more and more and more, to talk about know me longer than just know me, not only the word know me, but what is there. For example, where are you now? Very simple, see? But ignorance cannot understand the truth. Where are you? Where are you now? See, it brings about know me when there's more understanding. But when there's no understanding, there is doubt. Where am I? I'm sitting in this room. There is the room, there's the chair, and the body, and the sitting, but where are you?
But isn't the development of understanding about understanding what appears, not just thinking about it?
There must be thinking for sure. Nobody can stop thinking. But thinking is conditioned. If anyone tries not to think, it's the self again. It's there. The great master, always there, unknown, all the time. But when there is the understanding that whatever one does in a day is for oneself, because there is the idea of self, or take whatever is there as self, which is wrong. But when there is the understanding, even just a little bit, know me. Whatever is there, know me. It begins before we say letting go without any understanding. Just let go everything. Let go what? Impossible, not knowing what is to be let go at all. But when there is the understanding, let go ignorance of seeing right now. Because ignorance does not appear anymore. It just appears and then disappears so very rapidly, unknowingly. It's only the highly developed panya, the enlightenment moment, from moment to moment, higher and higher, firmer and firmer understanding develop to really directly experience the Four Noble Truths, one in the beginning and the second, and then all three, all four. Little by little, otherwise it cannot be the word of the enlightened one, because the path is so very subtle as well. It's not just seen now, cannot be known, that it arises and falls away, impossible, because of the succession of the arising and falling away of seeing right now. As there is seeing all the time, this is wrong. But the way to understand it is more subtle than that, until it has become to be there. One knows that how come to be there? Only from understanding. So only the moment, just that moment of understanding develops, not other moment like questions about them. This is the way to begin to see lopa little by little, because it's there all day, all time.
Ajahn, can you say a little more about letting go in relation to ignorance? Because usually when we don't hear the Dhamma and we hear the word letting go, it's usually like with ignorance, we say let go of attachment. But here you're saying letting go is actually letting go of ignorance.
Okay, where is attachment now? See,
It is there when there's no understanding.
so and there is always no understanding. So it's there all the time. So it's not just hope or wish to know it, but to understand the right word about it and consider the truth, whether it's true or not. Not just as, is this right? Am I right? It's not like that at all. But just that word about that, it's right or wrong. Like, it's there. Okay, now that you're seeing it, it's just a moment of seeing. It arises, right? Because if it does not arise, there can never be seeing. And seeing does not stay at all, but because there is other thing as well, not just the seeing itself. But it's so easy to say that seeing is real. Very easy, but not any understanding of any easy, any moment of easy. Even just learn to know that it's there is it. But when is it? It's not known. And more than that, it arises. Otherwise, it cannot see. There cannot be seeing. So the moment of its arising is not known. And what is seen is only that which impinged on the eye base. How little, not the whole world, not the whole chair, not the whole room, but only that which impinges on it. It sees that, only that, and it's gone. That which is seen is gone, never to return. But seeing arise again and again and again, and the memory, the sanya marks and remember that it's there all the time. But it's not there. See, this is the difference between the enlightened one, the Buddha, and ignorance, not understanding at all, and cannot be understood without hearing the right word, because there's no attention to even seeing right now. Where is it? No, nowhere. The eye base does not appear, and the other thing appear. So how can the seeing appear as it is, or the eye base appear as it is? They are all hidden, unknown, from moment to moment, from life to life, all the time. That's why to be very careful to understand the words of the Buddha respectfully. That is Sakkacca Pavana. Because people just mention about the Jira Kala Pavana. It has to take very long time to understand that which appears now, because it's hidden, uncountable eons ago. So the same as where is seeing now is gone before there can be the moment of understanding it. And even just one seeing cannot be known by Viticitta, which Buddha taught about in details, not to have any wrong understanding at all of everything, every word. So one respectfully listen to the teaching carefully and realizes that before that all are ignorance about the world, about life, about everything. But when there is the understanding of what Buddha taught, respectfully, no I, no me, respectfully, or just remember and still I. So the Sakkacca Pavana must be developed right understanding of whatever is taught from his enlightenment for the others to understand, to be able to develop right understanding. Otherwise, it cannot be right understanding because of uncountable wrong understanding of everything is there. So one has to very careful to go on because life goes on and on and on, never to return at all. That's why each moment is on and on and on, respectfully to the right or to the truth of the teachings of reality. So it's just no I. When there is the idea of no I, it's quite a relief. So what is meant by letting go wrong understanding, which does not understand seeing as it is and take seeing for self. Let go whatever appears as something, because actually sunyata, no thing at all. As long as it is something all the time, there is the wrong understanding that it's there all the time. Even from wake up in the morning, the moment of waking up in the morning, not yet anything appear. But what's there? The I is there, but no understanding of that cannot be I. It's only a reality. And the characteristic is that which experiences. But the object does not appear because the reality which experiences appear to doubt. What is there? But it's I for sure, but doubt about it, see. And when there is more and more things appear, is there doubt about any? Or understanding that it's nothing, it's none, just appear to be there. So each word is true, and what is taught, no matter in the other book, other phrase, it bears the same meaning which he taught already. For example, be patient. It seems like tell someone to be patient. No, it's not. Because he taught that all dhammas are anatta. So even patience is anatta. But the usefulness of patience, right patience, see, brings about kusala, vipaka, or the good results. That's why just listen carefully and panya develops until panya can see that whatever one does in the day, only motivated by the idea of self, until panya sees that no need to doubt, no need to try, but listening carefully will bring about the understanding. With the Sopana Sankhara Cetasika as Sankhara Khanda. Otherwise, it's just listen to the teaching for self, for I, who knows, who understands. As long as all that one heard does not bring about the understanding of just what is there now, is useless. So when there's the idea of no self, no one, a little more, even it's not clear yet, but the understanding that no one, no me, seeing is no me, hearing is no me, whatever is there is no me, no thing, no table, just that, only that which appears. It conforms what Buddha said, just for being aware. Whatever appears, only just for being aware. Because it's gone all the time. If it's not being aware, if it's not, it's the object of awareness, it's gone with ignorance again. So each word will bring to know me, no matter what. anytime when the conditions are ready. No one can stop its arising, thinking, considering, understanding, direct experiencing, different degrees of understanding by conditions. And this is the only way to understand what appears now. It's so very difficult, like we take what appears as something all the time. Now I'm seeing Kunina, see, and other things around her too. But that is not right. Only that which impinges is seen and fall away instantly. Otherwise, it cannot eliminate and finally eradicate the idea of self completely. In daily life, everything has to be sappha parinya after vipassana jhana. It means that only directly experience vipassana jhana very shortly, that's not enough. Right understanding has to develop and apply to whatever appears, from marking, remembering that which is experienced clearly by vipassana jhana. Just know me. See, it's only that which is heard, and there is thinking about anything, and then there can be conditioned for hearing again. That's all. Know me. That's why this is the most difficult development. Not by anyone, viriya or khanti, because khanti is not self, viriya is not self. All comes to no one, no thing in the end. Otherwise, there must be object of clinging as long as it's something there. But something there arises and falls away, condition more understanding of letting go. Not just by saying, thinking, but by understanding, experiencing, direct understanding of that just only one at a time. When it's not just one at a time yet, it's not patipati.
But one at a time can also be by thinking, and we can mistake it for awareness and understanding.
Thinking is not seeing. It has to be known too. Otherwise, thinking is I. I'm thinking about seeing. But thinking arises to think, uncontrollable, to think of what? By conditions. And is that the thinking? All gone. What's there in a dream last night? Those moments are thinking. And where are they? Even thinking. Not anymore. Never the same.
But thinking seems to stay.
Where?
Because it arises again and again all the time.
Where? Now.
Not at that place.
Now. See, not the teeth, not the nose, not the eyes, but where? It's gone. The point is that why it cannot be known clearly, because it's gone as soon as it has risen. So that's why Buddha taught, don't mind about the past and the future. Because the past is gone and the future hasn't come yet. So right understanding cannot be understanding that which does not appear. It's only thinking, it's still there. But actually, thinking things. If thinking does not think, where are those things? That's why it brings more and more confidence, firm understanding that only that which appears is there. Otherwise, when it does not appear, it's gone completely. But one forgets this point, this truth. One just keep on remembering it's there somewhere in the cupboard, in the garden, in the kitchen. See, it's always there by thinking, but thinking things. That's why thinking is not I. No I. Thinking is thinking. It can think about anything by conditions. Just learn to understand more that there is no I. Just relax. We get across the hinder, which is lopa and other realities, little by little, to know that actually there's none at all. Not anyone, permanent at all. Just arise to appear to ignorance or to appear to right understanding. But no one can stop conditions for its arising. There is that which experiences the citta. Can anyone stop its arising? Impossible, as long as it's there by conditions. It has to be there. But it does not belong to anyone, and it cannot be anyone at all. Seeing is only seeing, hearing is hearing, thinking is thinking, like is like, dislike is dislike, all gone. No I, this is the point, the key to understand reality. No one, nothing at all. It's like something arises by conditions and gone immediately, all the time, no matter today, yesterday, last life, future life, only this.
Ajarn, on one hand, we hear that the three characteristics can only be the object of very high level of panya, but on the other hand, you're reminding us again about anatta, about no I, as if it has to start from the very beginning, this understanding of no I. Otherwise, there cannot be further development. Can you say more about this?
It's gone, all gone. Where are they? Where are they? Try to find it? Or no use to find it, to look for it. No use to try, because actually it's completely gone, never to return. Forget it, because it's not there, and it's not I who forget. So it's the matter of I or the matter of panya.
So panya, even at this level that understand it, that it's gone, it's still panya that understands anatta.
Right. Panya understand the truth. The truth is no I, no thing, nowhere. Only just a moment of arising and falling away, nowhere, nothing. And that is the absolute truth that can eradicate the wrong understanding and ignorance of it. Nobody
Ajarn,
can change.
Can we say the panya that understands that the reality appearing at the present moment is not self?
Mm-hmm. Panya is right
or not
understanding, no matter what level.
Not not the same as the panya that understands there is no I, there is no self.
Nothing stay. So nothing is I.
That is different. That is a higher level of understanding than understanding that, say, visible object at the moment is not self, is not I. Would that be right?
Because it's easy to say that now visible object appears, right? Very easy, that which is seen. But what is the truth of what we call visible object? We just call visible object. But the truth of it, of visible object, what is it? Not a table, not anything, only a reality like sound. It's sound. We use the word sound to represent the characteristic which is sound. Even we don't call it sound, it's sound. See? Even we don't call it visible object, it's visible object. So visible object is real, it's a reality, but it cannot be anything like chair, table, or fruit, or whatever at all. It's only that which impinges on the eye. And where is it? Wherever there is the four Mahabhuta, Rupa, it's there. No one can take it away. And the Mahabhuta Rupa cannot impinge on the eye base. Only that reality which is real, because it appears as it is, as that which is seen only, not that which can think about or can hurt at all. So we are talking about the absolute realities as it is one by one, to know exactly that they are different one, and when they are together, there is the idea of something there, but actually we can separate them, each one. It's very, very small piece, no thing at all. So visible object is only that. So before there can be the realization of that which is seen as only that very short which appears like nothing at all, and there's lightning. We think about lightning, which is very fast, very short, and very light. But that is, no matter how light its shade, it's weak or strong, it appears as it is, only that. It breaks up all the things that we used to think like book or table or thing, only just that which can be seen. So all realities are very short and very, very tiny. We can break it up into just very tiny one, even cannot be seen at all, but it's there. Like the dust in the air, see? As it appears as dust, it's great enough, it's big enough to be seen, but it can be broken up, smaller than that, and that impinges on the eye. So just learn to understand the truth, that the truth is the truth, no thing, no one, no I. And this is the absolute truth, the Ariya Satya. It cannot be object of attachment because it's not there anymore. But even the idea of it can be object of attachment. That's why the bhavana, that which hasn't arisen at all, can appear, can arise by conditions, right understanding, different from wrong understanding. We are talking about the truth of realities and actually begin to understand no one, no thing at all, little by little. So what we heard about from this life, other life, next life, is useless if there is no understanding of the characteristic of that which is now appearing. Not in the beginning, but from hearing, to be sure to understand firmly that it is that, it is there, It's just that only. There will be a little bit of letting go, wrong understanding and ignorance of it. We don't take it as the whole, like a room, a thing, a person at all. Because now it's just like sound, it's just like smell, it's just like anything which just appears and disappears. No thing to be taken for something anymore. Because completely gone, and that is the meaning. There can be this person only before death. That's all. Never come back again, never be Sujin or Jonathan again or whatever again, all completely gone. And the next is next, not the same one, which is completely gone. So this is truth, absolute truth. And this is life. What is life? It's that which is now appearing, that's all. So short. No I. This is so pleasant. No I. Better than I. Take care of I or understand I as nothing. Only conditioned reality, different moment. And when it's right understanding, it's quite a relief, even just a little bit. Free from lopa, just a little is better than none.
Ajarn, today you mentioned sunyata a lot. Is there any difference between sunyata and anatta?
Because can there be the understanding of sunyata in the beginning because everything seems there, never fall away at all. Table is there from yesterday to today, see, no sunyata. So sunyata is another word for understanding anatta as completely gone. Experience through what is called vipassana jnana.
So it seems sunyata is also not only an aspect of anatta but also anicca, right, Ajarn?
Each reality is anatta and sunyata. Nothing permanent. Nothing can be taken for something permanent or permanent thing. It's there for sure when it is conditioned to arise, and then where it is no more, not at all, cannot be found anywhere in samsara. So it's sunyata, completely gone. Just arise by conditions and falls away, unknown, and arise again, fall again. It cannot be changed, and this is life, only in a moment.
John, just getting back
Yes,
what we discussed.
please.
I just wanted to follow along with the thread we discussed. Can we say that the understanding that there is no self, I, is built upon the understanding of individual Dhammas as not self, not I.
All realities are anatta, and Panya can understand everything. Otherwise, it's not Panya at all.
And I think a moment ago you said the importance of understanding the characteristic of that which is now appearing.
Yes.
Yes. And it is this understanding.
Otherwise, how can you
not this
understand
understanding
when it doesn't appear at all? How can you understand it?
And it is this understanding that is the basis for the understanding that there is no I, no self.
The best of all Dhammas, which is Sankhara. Nothing is better than Panya or Sankhara Khanda Dhamma. Panya is the best.
Gotcha.
Does anyone would like to have it?
It is something to be developed.
So it wearing away little by little, wishing, wanting, hoping without understanding at all. No one can stop lopa, but Panya knows lopa. That is just a reality, not I. So Panya is not afraid of any kind of reality, no matter how strong lopa it is, or strong kilesa it is. It's not me. That's the proof of how much understanding is there.
So can we say that if Dhammas that appear are not known as not self by understanding, that just thinking that there is no self cannot be based on understanding?
It depends on moment. When it does not appear to Panya, what is there? Ignorance. Instantly, so quickly, because it does not understand that which appear. But when there is understanding, it's not the direct understanding of the characteristic of what appears yet, but it begins to learn to understand what is it, what is there. Because now we are talking about seeing, but there is no attention to the characteristic which now sees. The attention is about that which appears as something from morning to now. See, what is there all day? Object of seeing, but seeing is not known. So it seems like we understand that seeing sees, but the seeing itself does not appear as no one, no thing. It does not appear as the reality which has no shape, no form. But whenever it arises, it sees only that, just that, no more than that. That's why it needs the development of direct awareness with the pariyatti, understanding as support or conditions to understand the characteristic of it, which is there, the experiencing, no shape, no form. And when it's there, but Panya is very weak, there can be doubt. And it depends on whether Panya understands doubt as just a reality. So each reality has to be known before the idea of self is completely eradicated in daily life. The proof is this moment. And each moment, the understanding of what level, pariyatti or just patipatti, and whether Panya is weak or Panya is strong. And this way, right understanding develops from understanding the truth little by little, very naturally. So one can see what one doubts about sila bhakta pramasa, always there. Because when there's ignorance, there's doubt. What is there now? See, when we don't talk about it, Panya doesn't know it, but it's there. So Buddha taught about citta and citasikas of each moment, but what appears, whether there is understanding or ignorance again, or doubt again. Kun จอนเห็นใครคะ
คนไหนในเนี้ยครับครับ
นะฮะ
ผมก็ไม่ทราบ
ใครเอ่ย
คนเวียดนามครับ
นะฮะเราไม่ได้ยินเขาพูด
ครับเขาไม่ได้เปิดไมค์
I noticed that our good friend Sun from Vietnam has just joined. I think he has a question for you, Ajarn. Come in.
ใครเอ่ย
Hello, good afternoon,
Oh,
Ajarn.
I see.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's already very long time that
คุณเซน
I
Very nice to see you, Sun.
you. Yeah, very nice to see all of you. Yon, Ajarn, Azita,
Sarah's here. She's
Lina.
listening, but you can't see.
yeah, Betty, Sujin. Yeah, oh, I see a lot of people. In fact, it's nice to see you after a very long time. That now see we don't have the discussion together. But in fact, I have no question, as John said.
Very nice to see you, even you don't have any question.
Yeah, thank you, Ajarn. I'm very happy to see you again and see that you already recover after the operation.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's better now? It's well now? Everything
Yeah.
goes well?
Yeah. Yes.
Very good.
He's asking you, Ajarn, whether he's asking you that
And what
have
about
you
him?
recovered well from the operation.
And what about him? I'm
What?
all right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear clearly.
Kun Jonathan, you see that it seems like we are very close,
Yes.
like in the same room. See?
Right.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not like that.
Just by thinking, yes.
Yes.
Then, do you
Yes.
want to discuss about the anatta topic that we have discussed few days already? Because when you say, when Achan or anybody asks about, do you see anything, and you say if they use, it means must be there something there. So the words, the question, do you see anything, Is it right or correct? You want to discuss about this or not?
Yes, it's just a fun comment that when because the use it not really exist in the in the Dhamma, is only the concept. So when the question is what do you see? It means it's not really correct because the you and the I cannot see the visible object. In you and I is only the concept. So where the correct question should be what the seeing see, because the seeing is the Dhamma, the you and I is only the concept, it doesn't exist in reality. Is my comment on the on this question, so that because when people hear that question, people can especially for the new this can make confusion for them, because they think that they can develop the understand until the level that the people can see the visible object. Is my comment on that question.
So what you just said, it can be confusing for the new. So we have to put it in context. When you speak, it depends. If you're speaking to people who know what you mean, what your intention, what your question is, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Yes. If the people already understand that, already understand what the Dhamma is, it's not a problem, because they can, okay, the you here is refer to, but the question I mean is not really exact. It's not really, it's not, because the concept cannot see a reality. It's only the reality can see the experience reality. The concept cannot experience reality. So what do you see is we cannot say that I see the visible object is not means not real, not exact in the context, because it's mixed with things the concept and the reality.
Ajarn, can you say something?
And we use conventional language, but it doesn't mean that when we use terms like I and you and he and she or it, that there is an idea of a self or anything like that. It's just a way of making reference to different concepts, to different ideas.
Okay, if even I say, let us think. See, can anyone do anything? Only conditions, whether there is thinking or not. So now, let us think about the truth. Are we alone? Just begin from we, because we take the body from head to toe, and the seeing and the hearing for self. So now, are we alone? Let us think about that. What is the truth? What is the absolute truth? To understand the truth little by little, we have to think about so many details from one thing to another thing. When there is the idea of I, there can be the thinking about whether am I alone now. Kun Sen, are you alone?
Me, I'm not alone, but the thinking of I am is alone.
You are with what?
Me, the me and the I is that in fact it doesn't exist, and so it's only thinking.
Just one thing.
We cannot say the I am alone. I am with people, but the thinking of I am is only arise and fall away. That thinking is alone.
But the I is clear or not clear? What is the I?
The I is the concept. It's only the idea created is the thinking in the mind.
You mean when there is thinking, it's I who thinks?
No.
So, thinking is not I?
Yes.
So what is it?
What you mean? What is it? Is the thinking or the I?
Is the I?
The I is the concept. Is the object of that thinking.
So, is thinking I?
No.
So, thinking is thinking, no
Yeah.
I. Thinking
Yes.
is not I. What
Yeah.
else is not I?
The thinking is not I. The hearing is not I. Is the I is not I. There's nothing can no reality can be I.
So
I is only the concept of the thinking. Is the object of thinking.
So, even at moment of thinking about I'm alone, the truth is that actually there's no I, because there is only thinking about that, just that at that very moment, and then gone. Is that right?
Yeah.
So everything is like this, or different from this, from moment to moment.
Yes.
So actually, there's no I at all.
Yes.
That's right. Beginning to know that actually there's no I.
Yeah.
Seeing is seeing. Hearing is hearing.
Yes.
Smelling is smelling.
Yes.
So, what is there when it's not I?
Each moment there is reality and there is no I. The I is not exist in reality.
Only different realities, but
Yes.
they are not known as just different realities yet, right? What is the difference between thinking and seeing? Seeing is not I, and thinking is not I, and seeing is not thinking. So what is the difference between the two?
Seeing and thinking is the two different realities that have the different characteristics. They have different function. The seeing and have the function of experience the visible object. Thinking is another reality that have its specific function too. It's two different kinds.
So
different
thinking cannot
reality.
see, right?
Yes.
And seeing cannot think.
Yes.
So what about memory? Is there memory now?
Yes.
Is it I remember?
No.
So what is that?
Memory is another reality that have its function.
If it does not arise at all, can there be memory?
No.
When it arises, it's conditioned to just remember, not to see, right?
Yes, correct.
So no self, no I at all, no matter when.
Yes.
Until that is experienced directly now at this moment of the arising and falling away of different ones.
Yes.
Can that arise?
Yes, maybe.
Now or not now?
I don't think that it's now.
Not now or now.
Not now.
Right. That's why beginning to understand little and little to be no I, no self at all, no matter what and when. Quite a relief, letting go, the clinging to that which we take for I from life to life, that actually it's gone, never to return at all.
Soon, it doesn't
Yes.
matter what words we use or whether we're speaking to a newcomer or an old comer or speaking about Dharma or not about Dharma. It's still the truth that there are just different realities arising and falling away, moments of seeing and hearing and thinking. So no matter what concepts are used or not used, it doesn't change the truth of what life is at this moment. So we don't have to be so concerned about what concepts they are, because what we're talking about is the understanding of the truth about the realities which arise and gone completely at this moment, what appears now. So it doesn't matter what language is used or whether we're speaking in Vietnamese or Thai or English, still it's just seeing now, just thinking now, just hearing now, arising, gone completely, no self at all. Is that correct?
Yes, I totally agree, Sarah. But my comment is only like that. When we talk, how can I say? When we mix the reality with the concept, then it can lead to confusion for the listener. For example, when you ask, "What do you see?" So what do you see is obviously when the answer will be I see flower. But what the seeing see? Okay, with the seeing we see the visible object. The seeing is not I. It's my idea is only like that.
Right. So the confusion is because of, as Ajarn said earlier, because of ignorance. There is doubt and wondering what is right.
No.
Confusion.
No. Not yet about doubt about anything. It's only on that sentence. Only one on this sentence is the mix of the two things in one sentence. In one sentence.
And what about when the Buddha taught in the suttas? He was talking about realities, but also used concepts. He would ask people how they are now, and he would address Sariputta and Ananda, and then talk about realities. So the more understanding there is of the realities at this moment, the less confusion there is, no matter what language we read. Even in the Abhidhamma, it uses different concepts mixing with realities, different kinds of language. Like now, if I say, well, what is seen now? What do you hear now? It depends on the understanding what the meaning is. If we just only use realities, we just say, oh, seeing sees now, then it will sound very unnatural. So it's only the misunderstanding that leads to confusion. When there is understanding, even when we read articles in the newspaper about people and events, no misunderstanding, because it's so clear that there are only realities, no matter what language is used.
I don't remember whether the Buddha can ask. I remember the Buddha asked, "Is seeing permanent? Is hearing permanent?" But Buddha asked, "What do you see?" And people can say, "I see the visible object." No.
I think even in the as we know, the statement of the First Noble Truth, the Buddha said, birth is suffering, death is suffering, not getting what one wants is suffering. In short, the 5 khandhas of grasping are suffering. So there is a teaching given in both conventional terms and in terms of absolute realities. So even the Buddha himself is mixing conventional language and absolute realities. In fact, it's very difficult to make a sentence without using concepts.
Like when people read about the Satipatthana Sutta, it sounds like it's all about concepts, about body and sitting and walking and going to the forest and looking at skeletons. So they think that it's about awareness of skeletons and body and sitting and walking. But when there's understanding of what the realities are, even when one reads the sutta like this, it's clear that it's about realities, whilst we can say in conventional terms, sitting or walking or going to the forest, because we know that there are, whatever we read, whatever we hear, however it's expressed, actually there are only namas, those realities which experience an object, and rupas, those realities which don't experience anything. So no confusion or misunderstanding, no matter what we read.
I think your point is really more about the suitability of what is said rather than the fact that it is contains conventional terms or concepts as well as absolute terms or reality. Would that be correct?
Yes.
The other day, there was a good example. A friend, I think it was in the Vietnamese discussion, was asking about some references in the Visuddhimagga about monks and Silabbata Paramasa, and about reminders from looking at robes. And Ajarn was pointing out that if there's no understanding of the truth at this moment, then it doesn't matter what's said in the Visuddhimagga or the Tipitaka or anywhere else. Everything will be misunderstood if there's no understanding of what appears right now. So there cannot be understanding of what is meant by bhikkhu or Silabbata Paramasa or any of these terms if there's not understanding right now of what appears now. But when there is understanding of what appears now, no matter what it says in the Visuddhimagga, no matter what references there are to monks or Buddha, one knows actually there are just citas, citasikas and rupas arising and falling away, no matter what language is used in the text. So it all comes back to what appears at this very moment. When it's clear that what is seen is just that which is visible, what is heard is just that which is just the sound which is heard, then no matter what is said about hearing birds in the garden, no doubt that it's actually only sound that is heard now. Otherwise, if one gets too bothered or concerned about the language or mixing of realities and concepts when someone explains, it's a distraction. It leads one away from the understanding at this very moment.
So if we are wondering or worrying about how someone else, third party, is going to perceive or react to what is being spoken, whereas actually we don't need to be concerned about that, because people understand according to their level of understanding, their ability. And it's true that one can hear Dhamma and misunderstand it. People do, but maybe later on reflection, there is proper understanding, there is better understanding of the meaning of what was said. We can't be sure about that. We can't speak for another or worry about how others may perceive what is being said.
And in the beginning, like when you mentioned about the newcomers, no matter what language is said or how it's put, there are going to be misunderstandings. That's why it's good to come back to the beginning and ask what is seen now, what is heard now, and ask again and again, because of course there will be lots of misunderstandings.
But nevertheless, I think that when we can avoid that situation, it should be better. Because when you say what the seeing see is more clear, much clearer, and so I think it's better than what do you see. I think the seeing is not eye, so the seeing see visible object. So the eye is an concept. So if we avoid that, it can help other much better, I think.
So sometimes it's even like a trick question, like if someone says, what can I see? Well, the answer is nothing, because no eye to see anything, because it is just seeing which sees.
I think that answer is not correct, because what do you see? I see the bottom, water bottle, I see the flower, I see Sarah, I see zone, it's normal one, so it's like that. But what the seeing see, the visible object, and after that, with the thinking, with the memory, I can recognize zone. That's
but in reality, when you say, I see the water bottle, but in truth, because now we're talking about dhammas.
Yeah, the ultimate truth is a reality, but I see the water. Yeah.
Yes, no eye, no water bottle to be found at all. Yes. So I think it's really important not to be hung up on the language, like we just use our normal language to communicate. And the point of the Dharma is just for
the problem here, I think, is not the problem of language, the problem of the mix with the reality and the concept in one sentence and in the meaning.
So, can I give a situation where one person is asking, what do you see, versus another person saying, how is Panya developed? One can be saying with no understanding, and the other can be saying correctly, how is Panya developed, with attachment to self, with the idea of how that person, he or she, can have more understanding, isn't it?
I'm not clearly got the point, because when you ask for what do I see, is like a normal question. It's a normal, unconventional. What do I see? And the panya develop. You cannot say that you develop the panya. Panya develop by itself when it have the can. So, okay, what is our question? Can you explain it?
No, what I mean is that someone can come in using correct wordings, strict to the, I mean, the way, let's say he's referring to the development of Panya and asking, how can Panya be developed, or how can Sati be developed? But the question behind that question is the idea of how he can have more Panya and more Sati.
How? Yes, the question is, how can I have more Sati, is when relate to the that cannot. So the answer will be that if there is the I behind that question, that I would like to have more Sati, or I would like to have more Panya, will not let to develop Panya.
So so whatever answer you give that person, that person will still think in terms of how he can have more understanding and Sati. On the other hand, if someone says, do you see Sarah, you can start talking about realities, about aspect, nimitta, as we did last week, about nimitta and upayanchana, without wrong understanding, right?
If you see Sarah, So I have to come back again to explain that the seeing will not see Sarah. The seeing will see the visible object, and the Sarah will be recognized after one process.
I mean, you weren't here last Saturday. We were discussing about Nimitta and Anupiyanchana, and Ajarn's question to me was, do you see Sarah? It was, she was trying to explain how Nimittas and Anupiyanchanas are being experienced. So just from asking that question was, do you see Sarah, was pointing to that.
Yes, you. I think that there is no no discussion here. When we ask, do you see Sarah, and Ajarn explained the whole process and from the seeing until the recognize of Sarah. I think it's normal. It's that explain.
No, and she wasn't explaining. She wasn't, as you are just saying. She didn't explain the process or anything. She was simply pointing to what's going on now.
Yes, but actually, the Sarah.
The understanding, that's why it has to be natural, and we don't change, the way we think about, the words we use, but it's just more understanding. We live our life normally and use the language we use, the way we use, but with more understanding. And I think that's the point.
I think that the question, do you see Sarah, cannot relate to the now. The now must be the seeing, visible object. When you see Sarah, is already a process. It's many reality past already, so cannot be now at that question.
This seems to be an example of holding the snake by the wrong end. It seems like rather than understanding what appears, it's bringing in a theory and trying to explain your experience in terms of the theory, breaking it down into theories. But that wasn't the context. The context which we were having was we were talking about Nimitta, and then as a way of understanding Nimitta, Ajarn asked, do you see Sarah?
So, Sun, I think the discussion, the question you asked about other people using a mixture of concept and reality is not really a useful line of inquiry to pursue, because it just takes us away from actually talking about what is real at the present moment. A minute ago, you were explaining that seeing sees visible object, and it's thinking that has the idea of people and things. So this is helpful. This is discussing the reality of the present moment. But when we are discussing what someone else says or how they explain the Dhamma, this is a distraction. And there can't be any rule about what is the best way to explain the Dhamma. It all depends on the understanding of the speaker and the understanding of the listener. So I think that's the only answer that we can come to on this question.
Ajarn, I have a question about the asavas. We've been talking a lot about the asavas, about how kamasava, avijasava, ditthasava, for example, arise even in the sense store process, the very subtle ignorance, the very subtle clinging to a sense object, the very subtle wrong view arises completely unknown in that process after seeing. My question is about bhavasava. So when we talk about the asavas arising even in the sense door process, but when we talk about bhavasava, the object is being or existing or wishing to continue experiencing. So surely it can't arise in the sense door process, because the object must be a rupa in the sense door process.
If we don't talk about the process through which doorway at all, just that, no thinking about what process. For example, what is kamasava? It's the attachment to that which is kama, like visible object and sound and so forth. That's why as soon as there is seeing gone, and the next citta experience the same object, but it cannot see. Its function is sampatichana. This is different, that it needs vitakka to arise with it so that it can have the same object as seeing, and the object cannot be changed at all. But no idea yet, because sampatichana just follow the seeing, and santirana follow the sampatichana, and the votapana follows the santirana, and then asava, oozing, that which is there, ready, just ready, only a little touch can make it there. And when it's that which is seen, we use the word kamasava, right?
Right.
Because it is attached to only that, not know anything about it, no idea about it, but attachment is there as asava. And sometimes when one wakes up, no seeing, hearing, smelling, but I, bhavasava, it's there. And sometimes it can be avijja, and sometimes it can be ditthi, depending on conditions. But one of the four can arise after moments of no matter what doorway. If it's not that sense door, it can remind her, just wake up and I is there.
Yes.
See?
So I think that the asavas arise even in the sense door processes. We're just talking generally because kamasava can arise instantly after seeing and the other citas. But if we're talking about bhavasava, actually it's just in the mind or process, that idea of I instantly, just a little bit when we wake up.
Yeah,
We don't, as you say, we don't have to think about which doorway.
Yeah. That's why we don't talk about doorways, because they run away so fast from one another all the time. So now about CERN. If we just talk about reality, we don't mind the word or the term, whether in Pali or in what language at all. We talk about that which is seen, right?
Yes.
Is there something seen?
Yes.
See, is there something seen? And you don't have to call it anything, but it does not appear as it is, as that which arises and falls away. It appears as that which is seen, so it's something which is seen, right? No
Yes.
matter you think or not about it. And that is the nimitta, the sign of that which impinge on the eye and is seen. No matter you call it what. But it does not appear as only that which arises and falls away. So all realities arise and appear by way of nimitta all the time. Not as it is, just faster than one can expect, that it's not there anymore. No matter sound like now, it seems short, but actually arising and falling away, but it does not appear as it is. So it's something, and we call it sound, and that is nimitta, the sign or the mark of our reality, which is so short, shorter than anyone can think about. But it's there as something, right? All the time, even right now, something is seen, something is touched, something is heard. Even if we call it sound, we don't know the meaning yet, but it's still something as sound, and that is nimitta. So there are nimitta of all realities. Rupa nimitta, it does not appear as it is. Vedana, feeling there is now. Who knows? That feeling so short, it arises and falls away as anything, as fast as that. But when it appears as pleasant or indifferent or unpleasant, that is nimitta. So even how short it is still nimitta of that which is shorter than that. That's why it's the world of nimitta all the time, no understanding the truth of the arising and falling away of all conditioned realities. And when it arises and falls away so very quickly, it looks like something with shape and form. That's why we can say table and chair and flower and plate and fork. But they are that which impinge on the eye, appear so short and fall away very, very shortly. So this is the way the world is every day. Each day is like this. So there must be the absolute reality which does not appear to anyone at all as it is. It appears by way of nimitta. And from nimitta, that marks an appearance make known of something. So we have the idea of that is that which we can sit on or lie on, bed or chair or shoes or what. And that is concept. So it comes from experience, the arising and falling away, the nimitta, and then when it so fast, it conditions the idea of something permanent with different shape and form, and that is the concept. It is made known as is something there. This is CERN, see, made known as CERN, made known as Kun Sarah, Kun Jonathan, but actually it does not appear as it is. That's why Panya begins to know that actually there is no one in reality, but there are conditioned realities. No one can stop their arising and their falling away at all. It has to be like this. This moment is not the last moment. It's not the next moment. And this moment is not the last one. It's the future one which has come to be the present one. And life goes on like this, from life to life, from life to life. No return. One can be like CERN only in this life, no matter how long. Only that if we don't call CERN, it's still something conditioned by the accumulation from life to life, eons and eons ago. And even right now, whatever comes through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind are accumulated as one paccaya, which we call pakkatupa, nitsaya. Pakkata is the natural, the way it is. It cannot be changed. And then upa is strong enough to condition different characteristics, different habits, and so on. No one at all, only different realities. And this is what we are learning to understand, that one day this truth can be directly penetrated, and then it can condition the elimination of the idea of self little by little, from hearing to understand just one reality directly, which is not now, because now so many things appear together. Not even one is studied, it's known as it is. So there are different kinds and different levels of sati. Without sati, while hearing, you think of other things, but sati is there, not let go or lead you to other thing else, but to the word, the meaning, to understand that. And that whenever there is right understanding, there is a reality which is sati. Even it's not the direct sati of a reality, but when it's more and more accumulated, it can condition an unexpected moment of right awareness to be aware of an object. No selection. You cannot choose what would be there because it hasn't happened yet. Sati hasn't happened yet. The object of sati hasn't happened yet. But there are conditions for that moment. We don't know when. And this is the understanding of anatta-ness better and better, that no one at all. There cannot be anything, only conditions, which is now conditioning each moment to see or to hear or to think or to understand or to begin to know that actually there's no self. Seeing gone, hearing gone, thinking gone, every moment gone. So it's quite a release from being enslaved to the great master, the Lopa. So the understanding can bring about the realization of relief, take away from the idea of self little by little, from understanding, until it's so firm and it can be another level of understanding, satipatthana. See? So just listen. Accumulated is accumulation of whatever comes through eyes, ears, and nose, tongue, with understanding or without understanding. That's all, from life to life, until the truth can be penetrated when time comes only. Before becoming Samma Sambuddho, there was Prince Siddhartha, who didn't realize that he would be the enlightened one, the Samma Sambuddho. But conditions are there, unknown all the time. Like now, all conditions are unknown. They are developed little by little. So only one moment of understanding is so valuable because it will accumulate to be conditioned for the more understanding of whatever appears later. That's all, no one. So relief.
ท่านอาจารย์คะ if there is no nimitta, could understanding of a reality arise?
Say it again, please.
If there's no such thing, say, for if there were no such thing as nimitta, could understanding of a reality arise?
What is there now? Who makes it arise?
Nobody. The conditions.
See, everything is there by conditions, differently.
Okay. So, but whether if there were no nimitta, there still could be understanding.
If there is no Paramatma-Dhamma, there wouldn't be nimitta at all. How come nimitta? But as reality does not appear as it is, so it appears as nimitta. Only one single seeing cannot appear because after its arising, the other moment is sampatichana, no understanding. That is Dhamma. The absolute truth. So if one is asked, do you understand Dhamma? It seems very simple one, but what's the answer? Do you understand Dhamma? Does anyone understand Dhamma? Or just heard about Dhamma? That's why every happening or whatever appears in a day is a proof of understanding or ignorance or lopa or akusala or kusala. Tua T นี่อะไร
เขาชื่อทำทันชันครับผมไม่รู้
Hi, Ajahn. I've got a question to ask Ajahn. Can I ask
Yes,
now?
please.
I heard you said about the cheetahs come and go, and once it goes away forever. For many times I think there must be a store for the cheetahs. The reason why I ask, because when the Buddha he see you, he can see your accumulated karma. So if he can see, so I think there must be an information stored somewhere. That's why he can tell, you know. So I'm not so sure. I think there must be a store somewhere. Could you please explain about this?
Can
Thank
we
you.
just talk about one word at a time in order to really understand that word? Because there are so many words all mixed up. So just one word at a time. What word would you like to understand now?
A store for accumulated karma.
Okay, what is karma?
Karma is like your habit.
But in truth,
collected habit.
in truth, what is karma? Is it real? Or is something you're thinking about? Or what is
something I think about, yes.
That's right. We don't know Dhamma yet. So we learn to understand whatever appears now. Because it's so
Yes.
true. That which does not appear cannot be studied, cannot be known, because it does not appear. How can we know it? But what is now appearing, can there be a little more understanding? Because it appears now. So,
Yes.
So, is there anything appearing?
Yes.
What is that?
Seeing, hearing,
Okay,
touching.
just one at a time. One at a time.
Seeing.
Seeing. What is that?
In the convention, in the normal conventional word, you say there's a table, there's a chair, there's a computer. But in the Dhamma saying, you say, oh, there's a seeing.
Yes, but actually, what seeing is?
Color.
Is it real?
Yes.
Why do you say that seeing is real?
Or when you see the color, you can see.
Seeing is
Oh,
real at moment when it is there.
All right. Yeah, no.
If it does not arise, can it be there?
No.
So seeing is conditioned to arise. No one can make it arise. Right?
That's right, yes.
So what are conditions for seeing to arise? See now.
Light,
see.
object, yes.
Without the eyes, can there be seeing?
No.
The whole eye, the black and white, or just that which can be the...
Without the eye, you only see black and white.
The whole eye, the white, the yolk, and the apple of the eye. See, you call it the eye, the shape like this, right?
Yes.
But can that, which is not only rupa, which what is seen now, impinge on it, and it sees only that, just that,
yes.
Not other part
yes.
at all. Is that be seen?
No.
No at all. So what is
no.
seen? What is seen? What can be seen?
It's just the image.
It's that which now appears as something.
Yes.
Not that which arises and falls away and appear, only when it's there. Not when it has fallen away yet. Not when it has fallen away. Right?
Yes.
So, does it arise and fall away, that which appears, or it stays?
No, it's gone. When it's
so
when
not,
it falls away, it's
so
gone.
what arises is not permanent at all. It's real just at the moment when it's there, when it has
right.
arisen and not fallen away yet. That is why nothing can be taken for permanent thing. No I, no thing, only different realities. And altogether, no matter how many realities, there are different kinds of reality. One can not experience anything at all, like hardness. It doesn't know who touches it, right? Sound cannot know anything. So even there are many, many realities, different ones, but there are two different categories. One cannot experience anything at all, and the other arises to experience. Whenever it arises, it has to experience. So seeing is a reality. It cannot arise by anyone's will or its own will, but there are conditions for its arising, so it arises and falls away, right?
Yes, yes.
So, do you have eyes?
Yes.
Is it yours? Is the eye yours? Is it your eyes? See, so, but you take it for eye, everything for eye. Actually, there's no I at all. Learn to understand that what is the world. It seems like so many things in the world, but if nothing arises, there wouldn't be anything at all. No mountain, no river, no trees, nothing at all. See? So what is there is that which is conditioned to arise. And that is the world. So
but then how can the Buddha, when the Buddha see you, he can see, he can understand your karma.
What is karma? We come to the understanding any word we think about. What is it? We use many words like people, your karma, my karma, but there's no I, no you. So what is karma? We learn to understand what is there in life one by one, to understand that actually it's only very impermanent reality, just arises and falls away in split seconds. What appears is only the image of the succession of that which continues on, arising and falling away. So there is the idea of hair or eyebrow or ear or nose, see, everything, different shape and form. But actually, it can be broken up into the very tiny one. It cannot be a nose, it cannot be an ear, it cannot be the eye, it cannot be even a strand of hair. See, they are different ones, arising and falling away from life to life, from moment to moment, until the end of conditions to be this personality. But there are conditions for the arising again of that which experiences like now, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. And this is what Buddha enlightened. Penetrate the absolute truth of reality to the end, no change at all. Unchangeable because it's so true. Not permanent, everything just like a dream, it's gone. The idea of something is there from life to life, covers up the truth that there's nothing, just a moment, conditioned by the proper conditions for that to arise, not the other. And is this not life? Is this not this moment? Seeing, not hearing, not thinking, different moment, very fast, with the idea of it's there. So, right understanding begins to develop, to understand the truth of whatever appears as it is, without conditions, the proper one, that cannot arise to be just that. Seeing is seeing, is seeing. Seeing cannot think, seeing cannot like, seeing cannot do anything. It just experience whatever appear. That's all. And then fall away. That's why we call it seeing. We don't call it thinking. We don't call it liking. We call it just seeing. But there's not enough understanding what we call as seeing is only seeing. No one at all. Doesn't belong to anyone. So the truth is the truth. So anyone who has conditions to see the value of living with understanding is better than no understanding at all. Learn to understand the truth from the Buddha, the enlightened one. So we can understand who's he from his words only. Otherwise, we just don't know. We just believe, we just respect. Respect what? Believe what? Who's he? Not enough. So the word respect is hearing, considering, paying respect to the truth. And the one who has realized the absolute truth. Everything is what we call the Buddha, Samma Sambuddho. So respect what? Right understanding which penetrate the truth and share and help the other to understand the truth, not to be ignorant until uncountable life. So before hearing the teachings, we think that we know a lot like Dhamma. But what is it? What Buddha said about Dhamma? Is it real? Is it now? What is it? Is it seeing? See, different ones. And that is meant enlightened, the truth. Any question are answered by the teachings of the Buddha. And respect the truth. So what is karma? You or not you? Drinking, eating, or what is karma? Buddha taught for 45 years about everything. Now and every moment. In the past and also the same in the future. So very up to date. And,
right, thank you.
And then this is the beginning of respecting the truth. So the truth is who's the Buddha, the enlightened one. His great wisdom, great virtue, and great compassion for everyone. How can we have such understanding? Without his word, impossible. No one can think by oneself. Because even what appears now is not known as it is. The difference between that which appears and that which experiences it. So where's the I? No self. Where are you now? See, Before hearing the teachings, we can say, where are we? Where am I? But now, where are you?
There's only the seeing, the hearing.
Where is it?
Condition just come. There's enough condition. There's a seeing.
Nowhere, because it
Yes.
arises at arupa, and then both fall away. No more at all in life. So nowhere. No one, so nowhere too. If there is where, there must be something where.
Yes.
And this can be directly understood, penetrated, but not by ignorance, but by detachment, letting go the idea of self, the idea of something permanent, little by little, until time comes, the proper time for enlightenment, not at anyone's control. And this is the meaning of anatta. No one, no self, uncontrollable. Exactly, everything just appear and disappear forever. Nevermore, just only this one only in lifetime in samsara. This will bring about a little detachment, very little, but it's the only thing which understand the truth, so it can detach from wrong understanding, which brings about clinging and all akusala, unwholesome realities.
Yeah.
And this is the way to solve the world of problem. But no one knows about that. They try to solve problem of the world by other ways, which doesn't work because there's no understanding of the truth. And where's the world? See, only understanding can know. All questions can be answered by understanding. Where is the world?
Ajarn Ka, you just asked a question, what is Dhamma? And I thought, I was a bit confused by that because I was thinking, well, Dhamma, I thought I knew. My answer would be Dhamma is action. Dhamma is something that we do.
Can Dhamma be anything which is real?
Dhamma
is anything which is real.
Is Dhamma anything which is real? It has to be real.
Does it have to do anything?
Dhamma is action, no?
Does a table act?
Are you talking Dhamma or Dhamma?
Dhamma, D-H-A.
Dhamma.
Yes.
Okay. No, table has no action.
Is it Dhamma?
Table is not Dhamma. Table is a concept.
If there's no Dhamma, can there be concept?
No.
And the Sita is karma a Dhamma?
Gamma is a Dhamma, yes.
Is karma with a K a Dhamma?
Karma with a K is Dhamma with a D.
And what Dhamma is it? What reality is it?
It has to be It has to be nama.
Okay, what nama?
Oh, jetana.
Right. That karma is Chaitana Chaitasika.
K or
Yeah.
D?
So if we say action, it's very vague. It's Chaitana.
Okay, well, of course, yes. Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
And with
You are talking about K Dhamma or
Oh,
D
talking
Dhamma?
about K, Gamma, ka.
K Kamma. K Kamma.
K,
Kamma.
Gamma,
So,
ka.
is Dhamma Kamma?
Gamma is Dhamma.
K or D?
K is K is D.
Is Dhamma D Kamma K?
Is Dhamma Kamma? Yes.
Is Dhamma Kamma?
Dhamma is Kamma. Well, Dhamma, not all of Dhamma is Kamma.
That's it. Is Kamma K Dhamma D?
Yes, Kamma, Gum is Dhamma.
Yes, but Dhamma is Kamma or Dhamma is not always Kamma or Kamma is one Dhamma.
Gum is one Dhamma.
So not all Dhammas are Kamma.
Right. Yes, that's correct. I understand that.
And what is Dhamma?
Dhamma is Citta, Cetasika, Rup, and Nibbana.
Why they are Dhamma?
Because they're realities.
No doubt.
I have no doubt. There is no doubt.
Is
At the
doubt
moment.
Dhamma? Is doubt Dhamma?
Doubt is Dhamma because doubt is real.
Is Dhamma doubt?
No.
Not all Dhamma is doubt.
No, not all Dhammas are doubt. Some Dhammas are panya.
One Dhamma is
One
doubt.
Dhamma, except one Dhamma is panya.
Is doubt.
And one Dhamma is doubt. One Dhamma is also seeing. And Ajahn, I have another. I heard you say on a recording that when something appears, it means that it has arisen.
Right.
So I was thinking that, we're taught that things arise and fall away. So if it's arisen, then that very last, say for example, there is seeing. Seeing sees visible object. So if that object arises and is seen, then it means that the one before has fallen away. It's completely gone. However, I'm talking from the book knowledge, but eventually Panya does see that falling away, no?
Panya understands.
Panya understands that if it arises, if this object that
Understands.
understands.
Actually, Zita, it's
Yes.
not just what the previous Dhamma has fallen away, what appears has also actually fallen away.
Yes, well, I think I understand that it happens so fast that what appears now, because it's usually without that really well-developed panya, that what is seen now has fallen away. So it's just nimitta that is then seen. Right. That's a good point. Thank you.
I've just got another question, because if karma with the K is not real, but we were told that we are born with karma.
Yes, but
So-
what is the reality of karma? We have to understand that. Then we can understand karma better and better, because we know what it is. First of all, what is that? What is that? Before we can talk more about that. So what is
The way
karma?
I understand karma is like I think it's like your habit, like I explained before, your habit of doing things, of thinking. Is that right? Yes.
We can continue the discussion about karma tomorrow, because Ajarn has been talking for 2 hours. I think the time
okay.
is
Sorry.
up, so we can continue tomorrow and
Yes,
next
thank
week,
you.
perhaps.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Ajarn,
much.
and Amodana.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you,
สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone.